Evan Peterson, give him a hand.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Since I have the floor, Newt Gingrich has had 3 wives. Rush Limbaugh has had 4 wives. So in America, you're free to get divorced and married and divorced and married and divorced and married, as long as it's to a member of the opposite sex. Or at least as the law defines the opposite sex. Because I might want to marry a trans man. Can I do that in this state? I don't know. All right, so I want to read a Fight the Good Fight poem, which is not inspired by the commitment. So we'll get this going, and then I'll do my queer marriage poem. Ready? All right. There we go. Everything in our arsenal. To win, we will use our wits, posture and eyebrows, subtle teeth and crafty fingers. We will use money and beauty, tarot and sleight of hand, cars, bicycles, and roller skates. We will use corn and cacao, lottery tickets and pinballs, manifestation and manifestos. We will use poker chips and pita chips, fiber optics and woven wool. We will use power lunches, consultations and sweat lodges, rain dances and sun dances. We will use candle wax and ice cubes, crosses and spirals, interviews and internet. We will use telepathy and ESP, prayer and pyrokinesis, hair and nail trimmings submerged in jars of honey, jars of dirt. We will use your gods, our gods, anyone's gods. We will use campaign speeches and crystals slipped under doors. We will use technology and bones. We will wrap our intentions in red. To win, we will use repetition. To win, we will use love. Thank you. All right, so I wanted to do something a little bit dispolitical, to just talk about how fucking normal same-sex marriage really is. It's really boring. I know some people who are in same-sex marriages. They're not exciting. Dan's marriage is kind of exciting, but he and Terry still won't invite me over. Oh well. Shucks and darn. Here we go. As yet unused marriage proposal. Let's make a deal. I'll cook if you clean. Or I can cook and clean and you can make gobs of money. Trust, it won't always be wine and roses. Some days it'll be tap water and thistles. But mostly it'll be martinis and orchids, a flock of albino peacocks and copper faucets, electric Kool-Aid and sushi. We'll chase one another around the apartment, eventually the house, eventually the Aegean coast. Just pick an island. I'll take you there. I'll teach poetry on the Student Union Green, and you'll instruct the next crop of savants in the music building, and we'll discuss how sexy this pupil is, the striking nose and chin on that scruffy grad student. We'll lie awake watching season 26 of Celebrity Rehab, perhaps discuss bringing someone else into our bed occasionally, the ramifications of it. And my jealous guts will jolt, thinking how exhilarating it might be, and more likely how much I'd hate that. And you'll say, nah, why bother? And so I'll pounce on you and show you that you made the right decision. We'll adopt kids, maybe twin deaf orphans, or more likely, a baby girl who we'll spoil the shit out of, naming her Irulan, after the princess of the known universe in the Dune novels. She'll speak with eloquence, play the keytar, and weed. I mean, weed the garden. You will never force me to stay more than a week at your parents', and I'll return the favor, alternating holidays. My side of the closet will spill over with shoes, and yours will have too much yellow. We'll run into our exes at Pier 1 and gesture broadly, flashing our white gold wedding bands. 2 greyhounds and a pug will strut our hall, named after 20th century film stars. Garbo, Brando, Groucho, time for walkies. You'll rub my back when I get parking tickets, and I'll wash your hair in the shower. Yeah, that hair. I'll feed you when you're ill, and you'll remind me not to be like my mom. We'll buy Madonna's last CD, the one she died recording. And we'll weep as we listen, even though it's crap. And every song is about her ass cancer. My sister will babysit when we go to cabarets, and we will never, ever do cocaine, except on New Year's Eve, and even then, not every year. So how about it, darling? Doesn't that sound better than staying at home alone, watching Game of Thrones and stroking your gerbil? Thank you.
Evan Peterson.